Magnification volume 0%.
Good afternoon, and welcome to More Than Meets the Eye, a show dedicated to raising awareness for the blind through alternative means and methods. And I am your host, Blind Prime. And for today, I have for you G.I. Joe Classified Prophet Director Destro, aka Pimp Daddy Destro. Now, if you found yourself on my channel, I am Blind Prime, and we raise awareness for the blind through alternative means and methods. If you wouldn't mind, please do all the things below that everybody else asks you to do. I'd appreciate it. I really would. So let's get into it. So I have Prophet Director Destro here. I found him on a nice Cyber Monday sale, and he came in on Monday. Look at that. Monday to Monday. Except, it was Friday when I ordered him. He comes with some pretty nice accessories, except this purple hat is not one of them. This purple hat is actually from the Madcap head from a Deadpool figure that my roommate has. And I mentioned the joke that this guy was known on Reddit as Pimp Daddy Destro because Prophet Director and Pimp Daddy also start, PD. And he could be called Police Department Destro as well if he wasn't wearing a leopard cloak made from leopard hide. So my roommate was like, "Yeah, pimps need purple hats. It's just a necessity." So for the video, he let me borrow the pimp hat from Madcap, from the Marvel Legends Deadpool figure with the Madcap head. So we're gonna take off the Pimp Daddy hat and talk about his accessories. So, oh crap, I just dropped his wad of cash that's burning. So we'll talk about the wad of cash that's burning. It's a small wad of cash, but they did a good job texturing the sides, so you can actually... How many is that? I think that's 10. I think they managed to do 10 bills. Anyway, you can feel on the side of this that they did texturing of individualized bills that are actually put together. And then you can feel the texture of the strap that holds the bills together, which, I wasn't expecting that kind of detail, like to the point where you can feel individual dollar bills I think these are hundreds, so Benjamins. You can feel individual Benjamins, and that's pretty neat. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait. I'll have to count them later. That's pretty neat. I just discovered that. That's pretty cool. The fire effect on this has an amazing texture to it. And I love that it's coming from like midway up and going all the way up. That's pretty cool. It's obvious it's supposed to be held like this, where the flame is pointing up towards the sky, as if you're waving the money around, fanning the flames so it can burn faster. And it's just such a Destro move. Destro also has a cloak on his back. Let's see if we can get this cloak off. You have to, when you're putting the cloak on, you actually have to fold his cowl over the edges of the cloak to hold it into place. And this cloak is a little bit of a pain to get off. So we're not going to worry about getting it off. It's kind of hard. Once you get the cloak on and you get the his popped collar, you pop it through the edges of the cloak, and then this crazy Pimp Daddy collar will actually hold the cloak in pretty well. It doesn't move around or anything, and I can even flip this guy upside down. Look at this. Look at that amazingness. That's pretty cool. His sunglasses didn't even fall off when I did that. That's even better. Like, as a person who's scared of losing accessories like sunglasses, even though they did kind of fall down his face a bit. We'll just pick them back up. There you go. He comes with these really amazing sunglasses. They're super tiny, but they are 6-inch scale, and you can, I bet, put them on most 6-inch scale figures. I haven't done the experiment with Roadblock or Beachhead, but I think Beachhead needs to steal Destro's sunglasses. I think that would be appropriate. It makes me laugh. He also has some amazing molding here on this front. You can feel that there is a little amulet wrapped around his neck. That is an actual amulet for 6-inch figures. It moves around on its own. It's a separate accessory that's just attached to the figure. To get it, you would have to pull the head off your Destro. And this thing's so small and light, like it's even hard to pick up with your fingers. It's so small. My suggestion to you is when you do that, if you were to remove his head, please put a finger on that amulet. You don't want to lose it. It If the head pops off too viciously or too aggressively, then this amulet could fly off and go God knows where. So be aware of that. There's a tiny little amulet around his neck. Don't forget that if you try to remove his head. He also comes with his golden gun. Get it out of here. This guy's all about gosh, and get his gun fits in the holster pretty well. It's a nice little pistol. I think the mold has been used before, but I can't tell you from where. It's it feels it feels like a really kind of sci-fi pistol. It's not a normal feeling pistol, but then again, Destro is not a normal person. He is he is the definition of eccentric rich. We're just going to put that pistol back in there. It's apparently painted in all gold, and it has some amazing texturing to it. The his arm also has some great texturing. You can feel two individual missiles on his armband, where he would raise his arm and just shoot missiles at you. The sad thing is that this cloak is so stiff and heavy that it stops a lot of his arm movements once you get the cloak on. You'll have to remove the cloak to really get full range of action, and he even has some. He even has a little bit of a butterfly in there. Though sadly, he doesn't. He has a bicep swivel, but it's at the top of the bicep, near the pivot of the shoulders. Very hard to actually utilize. Um, he also comes with his briefcase. Let's get his briefcase out of his hand here. Get your briefcase out. Now, this briefcase is pretty neat. It can actually hold things. Not big things now, but it can hold, a couple of weapons or a spare hand for Cobra Commander, because Destro is always, always willing to lend Cobra Commander a hand for a price. Now, we've got to open this briefcase. You want to position it where the two latches are above the handle, and then put your thumb on the handle and then your forefinger and middle finger under each of the latches. Hook your fingernails under them, and then pop them up. And the latches will come up pretty easily if you do that. Inside, I have a spare hand for Cobra Commander, because Destro is always willing to give him a spare hand, and a gun for Cobra Commander. It's actually Cobra Commander's gun, and Destro is just about to sell it to it, as well as the hand to wield it. In here, you got some nice texturing. We're going to remove the gun and the hand. There is a textured keyboard down in the bottom. There's a square textured thingy up in the top left corner at the bottom of this. I don't know what that is, but some people have suggested either cash, like a wad of cash, or explosives. I would suggest explosives, because Destro's entire life is in this briefcase, like when it comes to all of his illegal alleged activities. And if somebody were like the police to get a hold of it, he'd blow it up. It's also got some texturing video screens here at the top, and according to other YouTubers, it has some really nice detail of printed stuff in the top part of this case. So this case is painted on the inside and the outside. We're going to close it back up. And it's even got some nice molding on the exterior. You can feel that there is a Cobra emblem on each side of the case. And this case is painted a gaudy gold, apparently. So, it's very non-conspicuous. This is a case that's just easy to blend in with everything else. The perfect type of case that a terrorist would be walking around with. You don't want to be seen with a case like this. That's why it's colored in such a way to hide it from everybody. I'm being sarcastic, by the way. It's just totally what the hell. All right. He's other than that, this dude's got some amazing texturing to his body. You could feel all sorts of stuff on him. The popped collar around his head has texturing to it. Like, you can feel it's the collar from the TV show. That's really fun. I always loved that, his style from the TV show, and I'm glad that they managed to get it in here. Even if it's a different colored head, I appreciate the golden head so much more. I never, and I can't even see it, but I know it's there, and I like it for that. You know, Destro always needed a gold head. Chrome head was okay, but no, gold. Maybe a platinum head. All right, well, I think that's about it for him. He uh, he has some problems with his cloak. That is the biggest negative to this figure. Is this cloak is so heavy that it gives him back problems. He likes to fall backwards. But since they didn't give him much clothing or like armor on the front, you can actually use his ab crunch to ab crunch him forward slightly to offset the heaviness of this cloak. It's really sad how heavy this cloak is, because this cloak is pretty amazing. It's got fur texturing to it. You can feel the little tail of the leopard. You can feel little claws from its arms. On the front, he's got these two big claw arms that come down from the leopard, and then they end in this rope, which feels like it's braided gold that runs across the front. This guy is class. He is class all the way. He is definitely a class act. To end it up, to finish it out, let's get the Cobra Trooper out here to compare sizes. Here's Cobra Trooper. Let's make sure both of your knees are lined up straight. We want to make sure you've got the perfect thing. Cobra Trooper is just about the same height as Destro, but Destro seems to be slightly taller, like barely taller. I'm going to put that on the fact that Destro is wearing booties right now to assist in keeping his back up. But yeah, he's either the same size as the Cobra Trooper, or he is slightly taller than the Cobra Trooper, but it's a minimal difference. Yeah, this is definitely worth the money, guys. He's currently going for less than the regular Destro, and he comes with more accessories than the regular Destro. Also, to end this, on the end note of this thing, I really wish that Hasbro would start producing stands to go with these guys. I had to borrow a friend's 3D printer and get them to print off some pieces for me so that my GI Joe Classified could actually stand. And it's sad that they do that when you get the 3.75-inch figures and they can stand because they have really nice figure stands that come with them. I wasn't expecting that. But even the figure that came with the figures that came with my his tanks came with these little platforms that you can plug their feet into. So my question to you, Hasbro, is where are these little platforms for the classified line, and can you start making them? I'm sure you can fit them in the box, and we would all appreciate it. I mean, we would all appreciate it. These figures are fun to pose. But the problem is you need something to help support their heels so that you can pose them in really amazing ways. Prophet Director Destro here, I'm probably going to pose next to a table. I just got to get a 6-inch action figure scale table to pose him next to. Uh, anyway, guys, I've been Blind Prime. You've been watching More Than Meets the Eye. I hope you've enjoyed the show, and I hope you come back next time to tune in for further More Than Meets the Eye episodes and Blindformers episodes. And well, I'll see you next time. Bye bye for now.